Well, my friends, it would not be a day ending in Y if I wasn't talking about the new Patonverse movie. Yes, we are doing it again. We are dropping another review of a Tom Paton movie, and this one is Assailant. That's right, guys, I am back with another review, another movie review, another independent movie review, although this guy just keeps leveling up. I say that all the time when it comes to Tom Paton, but this is the next step of the Patonverse. This film looks great, sounds great, is great. We're going to be talking about it in a quick hot minute, but first of all, do all those wonderful, amazing things that I always ask you to do, and that is to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and ding that notification bell. The notification bell will let you know whenever I drop an episode, so I won't have to give you a call and say, yo, new episodes out there. My name is Kevin Halden. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. We like to cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, and everything in between, because that's what I love to talk about. We're going to talk about the new Tom Paton movie, Assailant. Let's get into it.
And now, our feature presentation.
And yes, much is always the way. I will follow the same routine that I always do. I'm going to keep doing it till it doesn't work anymore. Right now, it feels like it still works. So hopefully we can keep rolling with that good stuff. We're going to talk about the plot of the movie. We will then talk about the cast and the characters. We will then get into the things that I did and did not like. Then we will get into my final thoughts. That is the nerdly rating of this episode. Not necessarily the rating of nerdly.co.uk, but it is my rating nonetheless. And I am the one who matters over there, even though I probably put in the least effort out of everyone. I'm sorry, Phil. I am trying. It centers around married couple Jason and Zoe. Their marriage is kind of on the rocks because he is pretty much all about the business and she is kind of just, well, you kind of get the feeling she's just staying at home and she's not really into that anymore. She wants to spend some time with her husband. They need to get the love back. They need to get the relationship back on track. So what better way to do that than go on a nice little romantic cruise to the Bahamas where it all began. So while they're out there, they're being shown around by Lapidus from Lost. Tomorrow, the day after where we are right now, they are going to be getting on the trail and hiking the path that they did 10 years ago, or 10 so years ago when Jason proposed to Zoe. But the night before that, they bump into Micheal, a seemingly really nice guy, because it is Rico from Starship Troopers. Yes, that's right, Casper Van Dien in another Tom Paton movie. Cha-ting! So yeah, they meet Micheal, and Micheal is a seemingly really nice guy who has a lot of manners and does feel that women need to be treated the right way, sort of. After a little bit of a tussle in the bar and a little bit of to and fro, you kind of realise that Michael's a bit of a dick. This guy comes over and he sort of like grabs him and sort of breaks his arm and breaks his neck and breaks his legs and breaks his nose, breaks just about everything. It's really cool. The movie kind of becomes this whole thing where the couple feel like, you know what, it's the next day. Let's put all that behind us. Let's get on with our vacay. However, Michael's going to make sure that Jason apologizes to Zoe. That's pretty much one of the main things about this movie that I totally love. I just thought it was so cool. It's so Tom Paton. It is one of those movies where this couple realize that they are now being tracked by this madman and they need to get away from him. And Casper Van Dien's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the cast and the characters. I'm going to start with our couple, Jason and Zoe, played by Poppy Delevigne and Chad Michael Collins. Chad Michael Collins you might know from the Sniper franchise. Yes, the heir apparent to the Tom Berenger Sniper throne. I am a big Tom Berenger fan. Big Sniper fan. Sniper's just an awesome franchise. Chad Michael Collins took over as, Tom Berenger's son in the movies. Those movies know what they want to be, they know what they are, and they don't pretend to be anything other than that. I did like the couple. I did like the relationship. I don't think the chemistry was 100%. I don't know, like maybe that's what you're meant to feel because the relationship is kind of on the way out, but I didn't feel that much of chemistry. However, what they were doing separately, what Poppy Delevigne was doing separately, and what Chad Michael Collins was doing separately, was brilliant. Like, they really portrayed their roles really well, where I did like what they were doing separately. I thought both their characters were excellent, they made sense, and they were doing what they were supposed to. Now let's talk about Casper, because that's what we're all here for. Casper Van Dien, in a role that you rarely get to see him play, where he really just embodies ultimate dickbag. Like, he goes to the nth degree of that character. Because what he's doing is pretty bad, and it's not very nice to these couple. And he's doing it in a pretty badass way, because of course you have Spencer Collins, one of our good friends on the show. He is doing the stunts and the stuff like that, the battles and the choreography and everything like that. There may have been other people involved, but he has made Casper Van Dien look like an absolute badass. Like, he's doing this thing where he keeps like chopping people in the chest and then like watching his clock to see how long it takes them to die. He's a dick. And I loved it. I really, really liked this from Casper Van Dien. So for me, he is kind of the star of the movie, and he gets some awesome just Tom Paton one-liner deliveries. Rounding out the crew, we do have a couple of old faces coming back from the Patonverse. We have Spencer Collins, who I just mentioned before. He plays a nice little role at the beginning of the movie. And we have Angela Dixon coming back from Black Site. She plays a nice little role in the movie. And of course, we have got Lapidus from Lost, Jeff Fahey. I don't know if that's how you say his last name. I think it might be, but I'm okay with just calling him Lapidus from Lost because I love Lost. So the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. The thing that I really like is obviously just the leveling up. It was a lockdown year. COVID was everywhere. Everybody was getting shut down and staying in the houses, learning how to cook brownies and doing the squat challenge thing. I did it with my kids. I'm sorry, I did. But like, that's what we were all doing. Tom just decided, you know what, I'm going to uproot. I'm going to go to the Bahamas or St. Nevis or St. Kitts or wherever it is. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make a damn movie. When nobody else was really making movies, he decided, I'm going to go out there and that's what I'm going to do. And I will always be the first one to shout out and to rave about the stuff that he's doing, because I just love seeing the progression he's made since I started doing my podcasting and whatnot and the YouTube channel and everything like that. He's just progressed, and you can see it in spades, because this movie looks fantastic. It looks $1 million. Like, it looks really nice. Is it hard to make the Bahamas look gorgeous? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I've seen his Instagram. There's lots of beautiful pictures on there as well, so it can't be that hard. Long gone is the paintball arena or the underground bunker that he filmed Black Site in. Long gone are those days, and he's just out there living his best life. George is getting to make things look amazing. George Burt, his DOP. And let me tell you something else. Max Sweary. I've been rocking the Pandorica soundtrack, and Tom will vouch for this. I love the synthness of it. I love the 80s ballsness, the futuristicness. I love the whole thing about that soundtrack. It's just a really, really cool soundtrack. And of course, Max Sweary has always been with Tom. He's always been working on these movies. And it's really cool to see what this guy's now doing with these movies. Like, as everyone progresses, this is what we always say, as people progress within this group, they progress. So what don't I like? Now, this is going to be a little bit of a strange one. Like, it's not the longest movie in the world, because, you know, like, it's not one of those movies that lends itself to being a 2.5 hour epic. You know, it is like a quick, fast-paced sort of like run away from the guy's going to chase us kind of movie. But the last 20 minutes for me just kind of flew by. They really did just fly by super quick. That's not to say that anything's missing, because they get the point across and they get to do what they need to do, and we know why things are happening and why they're happening to certain people, and I did love all that. But it's just like this, the movie just sort of takes its time, as any movie should, takes its time, and then just hurtles towards the end at a rapid pace that sort of just, I don't know, didn't pull me out of the movie, just felt a tad just disjointed. I am just going to move into my overall rating now, because honestly, I feel like I'm just gushing about it, and that's what I tend to do when I come to talk about this guy's movies. But the thing is, independent cinema for me, and directors like Tom and Ross McCall and Phil Barantini, James Kermack, the Shakespeare sisters that I spoke to about Much Ado, directors like this are super important, and the movies that they're making are super important. You know, I know a lot of independent guys and guys who are scratching away and just trying to do it. Like, see, Aaron Goodmillers as well. He's been a big fan of the podcast, the shows, and everything like that. Always comments, always talks to me. He sent his movie Left Fingers to me, which I really, really did enjoy. I've not done a review for that because I don't think it's ready to come out or anything, but I will be doing a review when that movie does start to come out. And it's things like these conversations with these independent guys and these lower budget guys. These are the movies we need to be seeing. And if the lockdown and if the pandemic taught us anything, these are the important films. I mean, look at Netflix right now. Netflix right now, the top 10 has got movies like Boiling Point, A Violent Man, Villain was in there for a little while. You know, the Foot Soldier movies keep dipping in and out of it. Like, these movies are just movies we need to make sure people are seeing and know about and getting out there, because that stuff is important. You can have all your big budget movies all the live long day, and I'm going to watch every single one of them. The new Fast and the Furious movie comes out, I'm going to see it. Mission Impossible, I'm going to see it. The new Sonic movie, 100% I'm going to see it. I love Sonic. But for me, these are the movies I want to rave about. These are the movies I want to tell people about. These are the movies I want to review for you. These are the movies I want you to go and see, because you will find a gem. You'll find a super relatable movie with super relatable characters that makes sense. It's not just stuff and things happening on the screen. So that's why I rave about Tom Paton's movie. It's why I rave about all the directors that I've just mentioned. So with that, I will say this movie, Assailant, I'm going to give it a strong 4 to 4.5, possibly just sitting on a 4.5. Like I say, it's not my favourite Tom Paton movie, but it 100% sits near the top. But yeah, this flick, awesome. Please do check it out when you get a chance. I believe it's out in America right now. You can stream it and all that good stuff. I managed to get myself a cheeky little copy, which was awesome. Thank you to everyone. Please do check out this movie. Give it a rating, drop something on IMDb, let people know you've seen it, let people know you loved it. Hit me in the comments, and I will try and answer any comments you put out there. People have really been coming forward with quite a few comments on some of the reviews I've been doing, which is awesome. Let's talk about that kind of thing. And you know what? I got through this whole review without making a Will Smith reference. Shit! I'm gonna go. That is my nerdly out loud rating for this movie. It's a 4.5. I did love it. I really enjoyed it. Casper Van Dien is a great dick bag. He just makes it work. So I'm gonna go.